What cheer, y'all? Well, the Bluegrass has been run, and what a race. I thought it was a hell of a good rendition this year for sure. I think we had a lot of, some of our final questions were answered for the Derby, and let's take a look at it, and then we're going to grade it out.
And they're off at the Toyota Bluegrass
And they were all
Stakes.
away pretty well. East Avenue, I thought, was going to be hell bent to get the lead, and he certainly was. He ran a monster race. He certainly turned away the doubters. He ran a really big race, but for a bigger race from Burnham Square, he would have won it. And he said, keen fractions. I mean, this is a serious horse. We really got to. He has definitely clouded the Derby picture to a degree. Oh, and Almighty with token pressure as well as River Thames, but we were pretty sure that the distance wasn't really what either of them wanted. I will say this: I thought River Thames kept on pretty well. Owen Almighty, not so much. Chance of McPatrick, you see him mid-pack there, really didn't do very much, and kind of reaffirmed what we thought about him, is that he's a one-turn horse. I think that's all that can be said, because he needed this race, and he just didn't do anything. So he's off the trail. He's out of consideration. Maybe they'll put him back in the Preakness. I don't know. Admiral Dennis certainly was the big surprise of the day. I thought he ran a really big race. But kind of by default, if you think about it a little bit, but still, a good effort. You see Chance McPatrick trying to make an effort to get into it, but just doesn't have it. And two turns, just not what he wants. But Burnham Square with a big rally from the rear, and just did get up. What a great clock on the jockey to get up in time, because it was close.
They've got to get East Avenue. He's got the lead in deep stretch. He leads a length and a half. River Thames is still trying. Burnham Square unleashing a
nice Kirk Becker. He saw it all the way, but great effort for Burnham Square. So let's grade it out.
First run in the Toyota Bluegrass under Brian Hernandez Jr.
So let's grade the Bluegrass Stakes out. This was an excellent race. And, River Thames, I'm going to give a B because, I don't think it's a distance he wants. He certainly showed class. And I think he got a good third on class. But I just don't think it's a distance that he wants. And he may be in the Derby. I think there's a logjam of 50-point horses in the Derby, and when we talk about we get to our top 20 post. I'm not sure how they differentiate between these horses. So he's in technically with 50 points. I'm not sure he wants a mile and a quarter. He did show the ability to rate, but didn't show the requisite kick I think necessary. So for that, he gets a B. Render judgment F. Nothing. Didn't do a thing. Didn't factor in the race whatsoever. Burnham Square gets an A. I'm a big fan of this horse, but I really don't like the fact that he has to be quite so far back. That is a big concern of mine going into the Derby. I thought he would be a little more forwardly placed, and I think he rebounded certainly from the Fountain of Youth, which, again, I have said all along, I didn't think it was that bad a race, and he proved me right. I mean, Burnham Square, Brian Hernandez Jr. timed it perfectly and got him just up in time. He ran an excellent race. He ran if you consider Keeneland is a speed favoring track, which generally it was today, this being Tuesday, it really shows all the more what a yeoman effort it was to get the win. So Burnham Square punches his ticket to the Derby, ran an excellent race. Owen Almighty didn't need the race. And I don't know if this was a case of, I think this was an owner's decision to put him in this race. And I think he validated what we all thought, is that he doesn't want two turns longer than maybe a mile and a 16th on a track like Tampa. He tried to run his race and he just didn't have it in the stretch. It may have been he's run too much. I don't know. But really, he doesn't want two turns. Now, if they run it back in the Derby, he's an immediate toss for me. So I'm going to give him a C minus because I think he did try to run his race, but he is at a distance that isn't good for him. So, and he didn't run past what we thought he would do. So C minus. East Avenue gets an A. He ran a determined race. He was game. He answered all our questions, and maybe he just needed a race for the Risen Star. He ran huge. Now you do have to remember that this is a track he won the Breeders' Futurity on, so he may be a horse for the course. Don't know. But he ran a big race. He ran enough. He got himself into the Derby because now he has 60 points. And he makes for a very interesting horse in the race, interesting pace picture with Rodriguez and Citizen Bull, American Promise, and makes for a really interesting race now. I thought he was extremely game in defeat. I think he ran as good as he could run. He just got caught by Burnham Square. So for that, East Avenue gets an A. Jansen McPatrick, I'm giving a D minus because he did try to do something in the top of the stretch, but he also just validated this is a one-turn horse. He just didn't have it. He needed the race to get in the Derby, and he didn't come through. You know Chad Brown had him trained up for it, had him ready to run, and I think it just validates that he's a one-turn closer. He's going to be a great Pat Day Mile horse. He's even in the Met Mile later in the year. There's a lot of good races for Chance and McPatrick, but 2 turns, no. So I'm actually kind of, in some respects, I wish he was in the Derby so I could throw him out right away, but it's good not to even have the question mark about him. So no Derby horse for Chad Brown this year. Admiral Dennis ran surprisingly well, and Brad Cox had 3 winners on the day. And so his barn, he's a hard-boot Kentucky guy, so it's not a surprise that he would gear his barn up for Keeneland. Was it the kind of effort that says, with a little bit of help or a little of this, a little of that, he could have won the race? No. It was kind of a suck-up third, or fourth, rather. But, he did run well. He ran better than expected. And so for that, he gets a B+. So in sum, this was it was a really good race, a fun race to watch. For the Burnham Square fans like myself, it was really nice to see him validated, and I can't wait to see him run the Derby. He's going to have to take probably another step forward to deal with journalism or sovereignty, but I like the prospects. I like the way this horse runs a lot, so I'll be looking forward to him and how he trains up to the Derby. East Avenue, boy, what do we got now in the Derby, right? I mean, if he can run back to that with third off the layoff, it's a really intriguing prospect of what the Derby looks like, certainly from a pace perspective, more than anything else. But if I look at this race on the whole, East Avenue and Burnham Square are the only 2 I want out of this race. River Thames, I still think, while he's very classy, I think it's too much for him. I think it's too long, distance-wise. And Owen Almighty, he's kind of the same thing. And I think this was just one too many. Probably went to the well too many times. If they had stopped and trained up to the Derby with his kind of class and his grit, he might have factored, but not after this race. I can't like him at all for the Kentucky Derby. So we've got the Lexington coming up, but given the fact that it only awards 20 points, I think we're pretty sure what we've got for a Derby field now. And I think it's a pretty darn good one. We're going to have our top 20 list for the Derby later on this evening, so be on the lookout for that. I will say, and I'll welcome your input on this, we have a bunch of horses with 50 points. And we also have the 3 foreigners to consider coming in. They're all Japanese, I believe. So how do you differentiate, or how you determine who gets in and who doesn't? I'm not sure. and I'll be anxious to know if any of you have some input about that. Please feel free to offer it. We'll have our posting out later, and we'll try to look at it with and without. I mean, we don't know about the foreign horses, which ones are going to come and which aren't. So that may make clear up the picture a little bit. But we still have some questions as to who's actually going to run in the field. But certainly the Bluegrass Stakes answered a couple of questions today, and I was very happy to get Burnham Square home, and we did okay with our full card. We got a couple of winners, but our value plays did extremely well, and I hope you all took advantage of it. Extra Añejo in particular, and we had a 38-1 shot get up for second, and we had a lot of big odds horses in the money. In fact, It's My Life at 16-1 took down the getaway race, and we had him as a value play as well. So hope you guys took advantage of that. Anyway, that's the Bluegrass Stakes. I hope our assessment of it helps you in your own evaluation. And certainly if you do like content like this, please like and subscribe. And we do thank all of you who have expanded our community. Keep up the comments. Loving that. Been some really dynamite ones, some excellent input, and I appreciate it. We all benefit from it, so let's keep talking to each other within our community. We've got the Lexington Stakes coming up this weekend, which is closer now than it usually is, this being Tuesday. We will have an analysis of that race, as well as Keeneland, the late pick 5 sequence, as well as the full card for Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. We will be starting our individual Derby profiles pretty soon, and as well as we're going to try to do them for the Oaks as well. So there's a whole lot of content coming up. We will definitely have grist for the mill as we await the Kentucky Derby. It's only, 3 weeks away. So the anticipation starts now. So we've got all our 100-point races in the books, and now let the discussion begin. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.